Hello everyone, welcome to A Fluent Life Budgeting. My name is Lo and today I'm reviewing a few goals that I have for 2022. Let's get into some of the changes that I made for myself as far as my binders and my envelopes go. I have 4 new binders here, and initially I was thinking, should I do the LV binders? They were pretty expensive per binder, so I figured, well, what did I used to carry around a lot with me when I was younger that I really liked? And it was Coach, and I still have some of my Coach bags. So I scoured the internet, y'all, for Coach A6 binders. They do not have them, or at least I couldn't find them. So I said, okay, well, I can invest my money elsewhere. And I think I was hoping that they would be like $35 to $50 a pop, but I couldn't find them. And I said, well, I'm not gonna spend whatever amount it is per LV binder as much as I want it. So I can take that money and put it elsewhere and buy these and then just, you know, play around with the inside of it. So I have these 4 binders. It's still my son's binder, the savings binder, the home binder, and then my personal binder. And then what I did on the inside of these binders is change up the lettering a little bit. So it's still the same categories, but now I have like this holographic lettering. So all of the categories are still the same. I did change this one. It was health and meds, and I changed it to vitamins and supplements because I really don't take medications. Like even something as simple as Tylenol, I really don't take it, but I do take a lot of supplements and vitamins. And then some of them have changed titles, but it's still the same category. So this used to be luxury. I just changed it to Lux Life because why not? And then for each binder, I tried to find holographic lettering that would match the binder. But like I said, everything is pretty much the same. I just wanted to fancy it up a little bit and have fun with it. This one I didn't change because I still like the decorations on it, so it didn't make sense to put the lettering on it and then cover it up with all the decorations. And now all of the little containers or envelopes that I was using, they all have labels and their own zip folder. And then finally, my son's binder, which went from blue to black. I feel kind of bad about that, but I couldn't find a blue binder like this. I really wanted to stay in the same design. But everything for him is pretty much the same. Haven't changed it. Okay, those are the binders. So now as far as my cash envelopes go, this is the wallet that I was using, and it's pretty big, but I love it because it held everything that I needed. And I really wasn't fishing around for anything, but I wanted to go a little smaller, and I wanted it to also be a Louis Vuitton wallet. So this is like from the 2009 collection, but it is a Louis Vuitton wallet. So I decided to go a little bit more fancy, and I brought out my old zippy organizer, my zippy wallet. So right now it's not set up because when I first had this, I didn't use it for cash envelopes, so it's not set up for cash envelope. But I am going to use the method that Sna uses from So Crafty Sna and take the rings out from this envelope and put it here. And then I created brand new cash envelopes. Still the same category, but they look a little bit different because, I don't know, I wanted something a little fancy, a little bit more feminine, and that fit the general vibe that I'm going with this year. So I still got my snacks, my personal, toiletries, beauty, clothing and shoes, gifts and giving, gas, and then I have this extra one that I don't know exactly what I'm going to use it for yet, but I just think these are so cute, so ladylike and feminine, and I love the gold accents that they have. And I cut the paper in a way so that they all basically looked similar, where the color was on the right hand side and then this left hand side was white with the gold lettering going across the top. This one didn't work out too well. And then this one, I cut it on the wrong side. But yeah, y'all, I love this and I can't wait to put it together and begin using them. When I first started chronicling my budgeting journey, I was using this book and I was handwriting everything in. And then based on some of the feedback I received, I decided to go electronic for where I was recording my balances and what I was stuffing and everything. I have decided that I am officially going to begin planning this year. I mentioned in a video, I don't know if I cut it out the video or not, but I mentioned that I wanted to start planning and putting it on my channel, doing Plan With Me, is because I need that accountability. But I never went through with it because of everything that happened near the middle and end of last year. Now that we're in this great reset, which is 2022, I'm going to start planning and I want to include that on my channel. I know that there's an audience out there and I'd love to share what I'm doing. Of course, like I said before, I love the accountability, and you never know, you might inspire somebody out there to do the same thing. Okay, on to my challenges. So I'm glad I found this. I can't remember who does this. Oh, there's a copyright here, Wanderprint Creations. March Madness budget freebie for RochelleAdamson.com. RochelleAdamson.com. I'm gonna find out what her channel is and link it below. But she was doing this challenge last year and a bunch of budgeters got in on it. And I was a little bit late, but I decided to go ahead and print that out so I could do it this year, the March Madness. So I printed it out. It was a free printout and I just covered it with tape because I wanted to be able to do it every year. So I'll be doing this in March. I am also going to be continuing the 100 envelope challenge. And remember from my roundup video for last year, I had already stuffed and completed some of these envelopes, like envelope number 1. I collected all of that, but the envelope is empty because it was the end of the year. I took it to the bank. I did keep a record of what I already stuffed. So for envelope number 3, for example, I already stuffed it with $6 even though it's in the bank, and this one has already been stuffed with $108, but I've got 3 other amounts that need to be stuffed. So I'm going to be continuing this throughout 2022. But by the time you finish this, you should have about $10,000. And I want to say that with the amounts I stuffed so far, I think I have somewhere between $2,000 and $4,000. So at the end of this year, I'm hoping that this is completely completed and I can add that to that amount. I'm also going to continue with my dollar challenge. I introduced this late last year. All of my dollars go in here. Then I have the $5 challenge that I'm going to be completing as well, and I think that it's in this. It is. So the $5 challenge is here. I'm doing that. And then this from Pink Budgets, I'm doing this again. I love doing this last year, so I definitely have to bring it back, and I get to start at January. So in my last video, I think I had started late, so I skipped January, February, and I think I started here in March. So I ended up only having, I want to say somewhere in the high 3,000s, low 4,000s, and you're supposed to have at least $5,000 here. So now that I'm starting at the beginning of the year, I'm going to be able to complete that amount. This is not necessarily a challenge, but what I'm going to do is collect all my coins. So whenever I put coins in here, I'm going to leave them, I'm going to forget it, and then at the end of the year, I'm going to roll everything up and see how much I collected. And finally, I have these 2 challenges from TaylorBudgets. I initially learned about this challenge on So Crafty Sanaa's channel, her budgeting channel. She was doing her own 2022 savings challenges, and she mentioned this one, and I said, oh my gosh, this sounds so much fun. Yes, I want to do it. And I went to I went to TaylorBudgets website and I found the 2022 envelope challenge. I thought this was cute as well, and you get to save a nice little amount just by stuffing it with $42 here and there. So I am going to be filling these out irregularly because I am in so many different challenges. I don't want to force myself to have to stuff every single envelope. Otherwise, it's going to be more of a chore than something that I'm doing for fun. And I want to have fun. Yes, I'm saving money, but I want to have fun. So this I'm going to be filling out semi-regularly. So for this challenge, since I get paid bi-weekly, what I'm going to do is add up these amounts and then multiply that by my number. And it should work out to be the same amount due to commutative property. That's the math teacher in me. Okay, so for example, 4 plus 6 is 10. And let's say that my number is 2. 10 times 2 is 20. Or I can do 2 times 4, which is 8, 2 times 6 is 12, and then 12 plus 8 is also 20. So I'm going to do that for each of these rows and then come up with the same amount. Okay, so we're going to choose my random number right now using my graphing calculator. That's a little bit of the math geek in me coming out. So what I'll have to do is set the parameters in the calculator, and I'm going to hit the enter button 8 times. On the 8th time, that's going to be my number. No worries, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. But I figured, why not use this year? So if I do 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2, that gives me 6. So I'm actually gonna hit it 6 times. On the 6th time is when I'm going to choose that number. So we go to math, over to probability, and then random integer. I'm doing 1 through 6, and I'm not doing 1 through 10 or 1 through 20 because I am going to be a part of so many different savings challenges. I don't want to overextend myself because this needs to be fun. Yes, I'm saving money, but I want to have fun while I'm doing it as well. So we're going to hit the enter button 6 times, and the 6th number is going to be our number for 2022. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and our number is 5. Whew. I'm gonna be kind to myself because I can already see this 14 and this 13 when I'm adding it to the 6. It might be a lot because of all of the other stuffings that I have to do, but I will give myself grace for all of these challenges. But I'm super excited to be part of the budgeting community and part of these challenges in the first place. The last thing that I want to say is my Etsy shop is now open, and I am getting a lot of downloads and a lot of new ideas that I'm going to be updating the Etsy shop with and letting you all know about. So please do go ahead and check it out. For sure, the 100 envelope, at least my version of the 100 envelope challenge, is available on the Etsy shop, so you can check that out. And I also have some printouts and digital resources available as well. We have come to the part of the video where I say goodbye. So thank you so much for clicking on my video and spending time with me. For all those options that you have available out there, I am so very blessed and thankful that you gave a little bit of your time to me. It's going to be such a wonderful year, and this is the sentiment, the energy, and the intention that I'm putting out there and pulling right back in. I'm so very excited for what's happening with my savings and my plans for the year, and I can't tell you how elated I am that there are so many people in the budgeting community who are also doing the same things for themselves. And you, that person who's watching who hasn't started, it's never too late. You can go ahead and get your stuff in order, whether it has to do with planning or budgeting, whatever. You can start today. So go ahead and take that opportunity. Consider this your divine universal permission to move forward. Thank you so much for helping to hold me accountable and listening to me talk about my plans for this year, my goals, everything that's going on. I cannot wait to share prosperity with you all. This is A Fluent Life, and I'm giving you a very, very friendly reminder to live life affluently. Bye.